Hello, 7th grade Bobcats. Welcome back to another week at Helena Middle School. On this week's Bob lesson, going to dive into a topic for the next couple weeks that seems to come around when students become 12, 13, move from childhood into adolescence, start becoming more aware of themselves and the media. Going to connect the dots today on femininity and what it means to have feminine characteristics, and more importantly, what the media, whether we realize it or not, what the media subconsciously tells us about how females or women should be to have value, and how it is so inaccurate and it is so hurtful. And it can really lead to loss of self-esteem and an irrational belief of your own value or lack of value if you allow the media to get into your head subconsciously or consciously and affect you. So next week I will do the same for the male gender. This week is females. Hope you guys like it. Hope you guys go out and have a great week at Helena Middle School. One final note on today, I wanted to take a moment and remind each and every one of you of how valued and how loved you are by all the adults in this building, and I'm sure outside of this building as well. We all run into tough moments in life, and sometimes I don't think we do a good enough job of reminding you students that the counseling department is here for each and every one of you. If there is something going on in your life that you could use some support, or maybe just even an ear to listen, please do not hesitate to come down. That is what we are here for. Make a great week. All right, this week's Bob lesson is going to be named Media, Body, Image, and Self-Esteem. But first, let's be our best at HMS this week. Let's be safe, let's be responsible, let's be respectful, and let's be a learner. Right, I saw that video a couple years ago, and I think it really hits home some of the things that we view and how it's not real, or maybe it's not realistic, and how for many of us we're trying to live up to this impossible standard that we put in our heads that we see all around us, and trying to live up to something that isn't realistic. I think is the origin of a lot of self-image and self-esteem issues. Some stuff I found on the internet. Media influence on body image. Studies prove that media can have a negative impact on self-image. TV, movies, magazines, and the internet all bombard teens with images and pressures about what their bodies should look like. The problem is their version isn't realistic. Like I said in the intro, these images are airbrushed versions of models who weigh 23% less than the average woman. Nevertheless, millions of teens believe the lies and resort to unhealthy measures to try to fit themselves into that impossible mold. And I found this on the internet, and I thought that this kind of sums it up, and these words are better than I could really put it. This was a recent study I found, and let's talk about some facts about self-image, specifically in females. 69% of girls in the 5th to 12th grades reported that magazine pictures influence their idea of a perfect body shape. Following the viewing of images of female fashion models, 7 out of 10 women felt more depressed and angrier than prior to viewing the images. And 100% of course, because subconsciously or consciously, internally, we tell ourselves that that is what beauty looks like, or that is what I need to look like if I want to be considered someone of beauty or someone of value. 80% of women who answered a People magazine survey responded that images of women on television and in the movies make them feel insecure, and for good reason. The body type portrayed in advertising as the ideal is possessed naturally by only 5% of American females. That's 1 out of every 20, and that's all we see in the media. That's all we see on television. And so this message starts coming through in our minds that this is what I need to look like if I want to have the ideal natural beauty body image. On average, the U.S. woman is 5'4" inches tall, weighing 140 pounds, where the average US model, which are the people we see in ads, which are the people that are representing these goods and products and services that companies are trying to sell us, whether it's on the media, commercials, social media, wherever, is 5'11", which is a whole 7 inches taller and several pounds, let's see, 23 pounds lighter. So this is what we see in the media all the time, and I can't hit that home enough. Eventually, this is sending an implicit message that this is what natural beauty, or this is what beauty, or this is what females should look like. In one study, 3 out of 4 women stated that they were overweight, although by healthy standards, only 1 out of 4 actually were, excuse me. So that is where the mind starts playing tricks on us, the media starts playing tricks on us. So I came up with this list on my own, just off of my own, looking at the media and how the media says females should be. And if you look at the ones in bold, those were ones that I thought were represented in that airbrush video that I talked about earlier. But if you think about what the media says females should be, they should be feminine, they should be maternal, they should be soft, submissive, they should have long hair, they should be clean, they should be flawless, thin, pretty, curvy, quiet, sensitive, have perfect skin, be dependent, be well-mannered, be tall, be curvy, be domestic. And these were just some that I came up with on my own, just thinking about this for about 15 minutes. And there's probably a bunch more that I missed. And the reason I put these in this box is I feel like media puts these things into a box. If you want to fit into the box of what being feminine or what being a female should be, I feel like these are the messages that are out there, and that's super unhealthy for a lot of you guys, super unhealthy for a lot of our young people and just people in general, because it is impossible to be all of these things. All right, that brings us to this week's quote of the week, which is be yourself, because an original is worth more than a copy, and that is so true. Hopefully one of the lessons you're getting from these Bob lessons is be your best. I mean, that is our HMS acronym, but it is so true in every aspect of life. We are all given a hand in life, whether it be coming from the perfect home life or not the perfect home life, coming from genetics that mean you're going to be 6'6" and skinny, or vice versa. It's all about just being your best and being the best version of yourself. One of my favorite quotes goes something along the lines of, in a world full of everybody, there can only be one you, and just being the best you and not trying to live up to impossible standards, or not trying to, or in this case, being aware of the implicit messages that the media puts out there about what it is to be feminine, what it is to be a female. Being aware of that and how that could bring us down, and just being the best you can be and learning to love yourself. It's what it's all about.